Welcome, everyone. This is Pilot News, and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and hear LOTRO players. And this week, I'm joined by Cinders
Hello.
and Sanswinda.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Are you ready for some release notes?
I think so.
All
Always.
right. Oh, you're always ready for them. Okay. Some
Yes.
people I've heard aren't
I
always.
might dread them sometimes, but that doesn't mean I'm not ready for them.
All right. Then let's see what we have for of special note in 46.0.1, which was released on Wednesday, December 10th. The Yuletide Festival has returned for 2025 along with Yule Hobbit presents. Hobbit presents have a chance to drop bonus Yule gifts, including a mount, cosmetic pets, and housing decorations, such as a statue of Luthien, which I've gotten a couple of times. A state of A slate of new rewards is also available in this year's Yuletide Festival. You could see more at the linked guide to the festival at lotro.com. Also available during the Yule Festival this year, you can get weekly and daily quests from Mara Sandy Downs in Winterhome or Cool Coolerman at Sulmadaj. For the weekly quest, Mara and Coolerman will accept 2,500 embers of enchantment for 5,000 virtue XP added directly to your current virtue. Ooh, that's nice. I can now know what to do with some of my surplus embers. Daily quests from Mara require you to obtain 10 perfect snowballs from the barter vendor in Winterhome or to provide 10 Murhala Serzai for the Coolerman to receive 500 virtue XP. Note, you may have to relog after acquiring enough of the token to complete turn-in.
Hmm.
As for news and notes, planning note. With the release of Update 46.1 in January, we will be restoring our prior homesteading coin return rate of 90% when selling premium houses. Note that premium houses that are released automatically as part of the transfer process will continue to return 100% of their homesteading coin caused via the in game mail on the destination world. Foreclosed premium houses will continue to refund 80% of their homesteading coin cost. So, this is just remind is that the thing about having 100% backup, which was instituted for the transfers to the 64-bit worlds, that's going to be then reverting to a 90% rate, which is the standard rate that they usually have.
80%. Oh, no. Okay, 90.
No,
Never
no,
mind.
90% is the standard rate. 80% is for when you foreclose.
Perfect. Sorry, I
All right.
wasn't listening carefully. My bad.
and of course, one of the reasons for this is there are rumors that maybe not that we're only maybe a few months away before we may be getting Rivendell housing, all that stuff. So they are working on that actively currently. So maybe with update 47, who knows? I guess we'll have to see if they have it all ready by then. But one of them is, of course, is that the promised year of the discount in there is coming to an end, and the other one is that the um, that they want to be able to be back at the normal before the Rivendell housing goes up for sale. So I think that's only a couple of updates away. Now for legendary items and traceries. With the release of Update 46, we encountered an issue where legendary items were, in some cases, incorrectly displaying unleveled or empty tracery slots. Most items at or near the 150 level cap were unaffected, but lower level items were generally affected. While no traceries were actually lost from these affected items, the data indicating which levels went with which slot were shuffled. With this update 46.0.1 game update, any affected items should once again be displaying their proper tracery slotting. But unfortunately, the levels of those tracery slots may be rearranged, with the levels reassigned to a different slot of the same type. Note that if you reslotted an affected item in the meantime, this fix will not revert your item to its prior state, but will likely still reorder your item's traceries and slot levels to ensure that there are no lingering issues with the item data. Tier 16 Word of Craft traceries will now correctly contribute to normal set bonuses, while Tier 15 and below traceries will contribute to faded set bonuses. Tracery
Okay.
boxes granting level 151 plus rewards now correctly require players to be level 151 or higher to open them. Etmore's weekly quests now reward scaling box to provide a tracery token appropriate to your character level. We corrected an issue where occasionally sealed tracery and tracery level 151 packages were giving level 131 heraldries on level 151 plus characters. And reward track 16 tiers 40, 65, and 90 rewards no longer grant Umbar specific tracery recipes. These rewards now grant players a tracery token and a delving box of crafting materials. The repeatable level 101 plus rewards can likewise no longer reward players with crafted tracery recipes. So therefore it was doing things relevant to Umbar when Umbar is no longer the most relevant area in there. Quests and reputation. We addressed an issue where Mizadi and crew did not respawn properly after the ambush in to shield the shepherds. An issue has been resolved that made it difficult to advance the Ansharu quest Gathering Friends when other players were doing the same quest objective at the same time. Made an adjustment to prevent whispers from getting stuck on characters that progressed the Song of Waves and Wind. Updated the bestow text of the Kentai reputation to reflect needing to speak with the quartermaster. Altered the reputation tiers for the Kentai reward quest to the correct values. Removed duplicate map notes for Badrasag, the blade horn of Kigan. Fixed several floating quest items in Kigan. Corrected objective text in Ansharu quest mounting a rescue to be more clear. Alter the reputation tiers for the Temenir and Jeret Menesh reputation reward quest to the correct values, and altered the reputation tiers for the Hamat renewed reward quest to the correct values. For crafting, woodworker recipes for the simple axe, club, bow, and crossbow no longer require brushed murai leather. That's good to know. The farming recipe for chickpeas now properly gives out chickpeas for its critical output. Hey, I critically succeeded on my chickpeas, and I got yes, and I got kumquats instead, so or whatever the
Just
other
what I was trying to. Oh, wait.
Yes. I'm still trying to figure out how you get the fish that you need for the cooking recipes in this one because I was not able to. I
Say,
didn't catch.
Payleaf, you fish, of course.
Well, I did not. Well, when I tried doing that, I did not catch any fish that were appropriate to that. So maybe.
I heard that the fish are really hard to catch.
Okay. So they're ultra rare or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is going to be
something like 1 in 30 casts or something has a chance.
Okay, right. So
was the rumor that I heard.
Okay, so I will have to go through this
in the right area.
Of course, you have to be in the right area also.
Because which means you can't just send a low-level character to go fishing and up their fishing skill.
Yeah.
Because while your low-level character can get there, apparently they're almost immediately killed by the guard.
Oh, well, that's in the Motorwood. But in the Motorwood, I found out I was catching no fish at all. I was just catching junk.
Maybe. I don't know. I heard reports from 2 different people. One said that if you take a low-level character, it's easy to get there, but you'll be killed by a guard while you're fishing. One of the
well, I did not
friendly
find it easy to
NPCs.
get to the Motorwood with a low-level character, so I wonder how in the world they got there.
Well, I'm not entirely sure where they were.
Oh,
but wherever it was easy to get there. And they weren't attacked by any wildlife or anything like that.
That's impressive.
Right.
Yeah.
The other character, well, they were inside a settlement of some sort.
Yeah,
Like,
we were in
well
Dale.
inside. Well, okay, yes, we were in Dale. And I was expecting to hear. I was expecting to hear that something like that had happened, but no. Apparently, one of the pathing guards had just killed them.
Well,
but another friend said that fishing in the new in the area with a higher level character, it just still took like 30 casts to catch.
All right, I will do some more tests in there because I'm doing the epic quest. I didn't have all that much time in which to do fishing because I've been prioritizing questing over fishing. So I'll have to work on that a little bit more, maybe take a more serious, because I wasn't sure if the Oddgame catfish were caught by fishing or if they had to be purchased from a vendor. Now, I didn't find any vendors that were selling it, and the fishing table looked a lot like the Umbar fishing table. And since it was looking like the Umbar fishing table, I was thinking, oh, if it's the Umbar fishing table, then there won't be any Oddgame catfish in there. So maybe it is a slightly different cat. So I'm going to have to go through and do full stats then for the fishing in that area then.
And I'd be more helpful with like locations and stuff, but I actually don't know any of them because I was ported somewhere randomly by a hunter friend, Guarindus,
right.
And I don't actually know where I was. I was admiring the scenery more than I was paying attention to geography.
So she probably was not in the Motorwood if she was admiring the scenery.
Yeah, because admiring scenery in the Motorwood would be a
I was in like it looked like an elvish, like treetop-ish village. I don't know. It was really pretty.
Oh,
and then we went to a big city.
I would bet it was the second area right after the Motorwood, Pine Leaf, where you run up the hill and they have like the flats.
That's not really a settlement, and I have a feeling that wildlife will have no trouble climbing that hill and bopping you.
I don't know where Lunori was fishing on his low-level character when he said that he got killed by the guard.
Yeah,
but apparently I stood next to the guard, and the guard didn't care, so... And I was 150, so I was not a low-level character.
150 wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I have a feeling if it's because the only place I know of where you can get killed by the guards are in the Motorwood, but I never thought of them. Anyway, I'll have to do some testing on it. Maybe they only come up in the Motorwood, but it's you get no fish except for this type of fish or something like that. That would be a real weird one. But I'll have to go and test it.
Or maybe it's a different area in the still new area. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know of any other area where the guards are aggressive, shall we say. Anyway, that's for testing for next week. Assuming I get time to it. All right, so then let's then go into monster play. Edmore's chests found in Glandreig are updated to contain scholar mats, gems, and essences for characters 151 plus. And as for miscellaneous, rock monsters found throughout Ansharu now have unique skills. Okay. Rock monsters. As in very, very extremely big birds that can swoop down at you and whack you.
I would imagine that's what they are, but I've not seen them yet.
Well, yes, I will
think
presume
we've gotten
it's
that
probably
far yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I have a feeling rocks will not be finding good food in the Motorwood, so I could
Right?
understand why they won't be in that particular area. Addressed a visual artifact where new spider models introduced in Update 46 for stretching. This change will fix both monsters on landscape and monster play appearances. All right. I have a feeling that the spiders looking weird would be even more of a problem for Sans than just the normal looking spiders.
I don't
Quite
know.
possible.
The spiders in the newer
But maybe
area
not.
weren't nearly as frightening looking. I'm
Oh,
curious to see how they look now that they've fixed that, though, because I was noticing they looked. So Sans, you know how pancakes are kind of like flat with like sometimes a slightly rounder part in the middle?
Yes, but I don't want my pancakes to start looking like spiders.
Well, don't give them 8 legs.
Deal.
But they were flat like pancakes,
Okay, that's funny.
supported by 8 leg bodies.
Okay.
Usually when they're flat like pancakes, I'm really pleased about this because they don't move anymore.
Right?
All right. Normal travel routes from Giret Minesh no longer get stuck shortly after leaving.
Well, that's probably a
The
good
normal
thing.
the normal travel route from the hollows of Gadim to the Dawn Warden no longer gets stuck near the end of the route. Adjusted placement of an illegal treasure cache to avoid players getting stuck. And in German, updated translations for the community loot list title prefixes artist and musician in German. And also in German, the bug causing difficulty for German players to join the German world chat has been corrected. And for French, the French client now displays the text properly in French. Known issues. We are aware of an issue with the cosmetic outfits panel not always displaying properly on some characters. Fortunately, I don't think I've run any of those characters yet. Oh, we apologize for this troublesome bug and are working to fix it in our next game update. Now, based on what I heard, the next game update is probably not next week. And of course, the week after that is going to be the Christmas break. So most likely we're talking then it being at least 3 weeks away before we are going to have this corrected. We are aware of an issue where string table errors will sometimes appear when harvesting wood nodes. We are investing the cause and hope they will fix it. I think they must mean investigating. I mean, German and French game clients, some new Yule items, in particular the packages, do not yet have translated text. Some players are experiencing an issue with the Ansharu quest Mounting a Rescue, where they are being directed to talk to Taklu at Gadim Un, but he does not appear there. This is a bug that will resolve in a future update, but in the meantime, players can return to the location where they met Radog outside of Kolthrau to talk to Taklu at that location to advance the quest. And we have disabled the quest daily polishing crystals to send below at Gerit Minesh while we address an issue with the collection of the satchel. The quest will be removed from the active quest log when the quest is fixed for the next release. And we apologize for the inconvenience. I think it says this quest will be removed from the quest log when the quest is fixed. Are you sure? Don't you mean until it is fixed? Maybe I don't understand what they're trying to say there.
Maybe they're going to remove it so that it's ready to go again correctly?
Yeah, I guess that's a possibility. Oh, okay, yes. Okay, now I see because yes, he's right now it's disabled but it's stuck in your active quest log perhaps, so that they'll remove it from your quest log and reset and version the quest when they fix it. Okay, that now makes sense. And that's it for the release notes for 46.0.1, which, unless something horrific happens, will be the last update for the year.
Well, I'm glad they got it done in before the end of the year, especially with the trace reissues.
Yeah, the trace reissue. Yeah, that was an important one to fix in there. Yes. Also, Scenario had his latest casual stroll, and he had the casual stroll through the cartography of Murakala. And you could go to the link in order to follow the go to the YouTube page where you could watch it yourself. And he goes through the steps they had in producing the new zone. Also, the Tower of Orthanc has been temporarily closed. I will presume then that there will maybe be sometime in January an update to that. Now,
I
don't know.
just think it's funny that it had to be closed like right after they disabled cosmetic pet usage in there.
Maybe that's what broke it.
Well, I think we could theorize that people went in to see if they had actually eliminated cosmetic pets and started crashing the instance by trying to pull out cosmetic pets.
I guess that's always a possibility. So let's see if they give any information here. Okay, it says, we have temporarily closed the raid Tower of Orthanc due to a bug impacting completion of the raid wings. We will get this issue corrected in our next game update, and we expect to reopen the raid at that time. All right.
Well, maybe it wasn't the cosmetic pets.
But But something they did while doing that cosmetic pet change is probably what broke it, because it was a level cap raid on the legendary servers until a week ago, so it was probably a heavily run raid until then.
Yep. It might be a case of if it's ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, that's always the case, yes.
And that might be our show title today.
All right. So let's then go to the store sales. And is there anything broken in these sales?
Not that I can tell. So we have 4 weeks of Yuletide savings, week number 2, where you can get 75% off of some of Pine Leaf's favorite things, which are skirmish items, 35% off of my favorite things, large carryalls, 15% off of profession slot unlocks through December 18th. Also, new to the LOTRO store, there is the Deep Places Memoir Pack, which is the memoir of Moria and Isengard cosmetics, including all 8 Moria cosmetic cloaks for all your characters through January 1st. Get up to 85% off of select expansions in the LOTRO market, 85% off of Mordor, 70% off the War of the Three Peaks, 70% off of Before the Shadow. Important, Before the Shadow's content is now free to all users. This purchase will provide all other listed items. 40% off Corsairs of Umbar, and 25% off the Legacy of Morgoth, also through January 1st. You can also make your Bees of Middle Earth shine and get 30% off of select housing decorations, select housing sets, select cloaks through December 18th. And the weekly coupon is for gold dye with the coupon code Gift of Gold, no spaces, now through December 18th as well.
All right. Thank you on that. And I was noting in the forums that they had some time tracking down all of the cloaks that were related to Moria, because apparently there were different ones from Codemasters versus Turbine on there. So because different regions had different cloaks in there, they had to trace them all out and then combine them all, because I have the 4 cloaks, I think, that were related to the Turbine when you bought the expansion. But apparently there were there was another set or a slightly different set that was over on the other side of the pond, or at least that's what it sounds like on there. But I certainly get enough Moria cloaks whenever I create a new character.
You don't want more?
Nah, I don't want more. I think I've got enough of them.
My life is like my cosmetics are overflowing with Moria cloaks. No more, thank you.
No more, thank you. Yes. And let's see, that's it for the news there. But we do have some news beyond LOTRO where the Lord of the Rings extended editions, I'm talking about the Peter Jackson movies, are going to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the release of the Fellowship of the Ring with special showings in theaters. So therefore, we will have over 2 weekends from January 16th through 18. They'll be showing the trilogy over 3 days. And then January 23rd to 25th would be doing another showing. So therefore, the Fellowship of the Ring will be showing on January 16th and 23rd. The Two Towers on January 17th and 24th. And then The Return of the King on January 18th and 25th. And these are going to be the extended editions. So I suspect they're going to probably have an intermission in there because we're talking about 4-hour movies in there, right?
Yep. There's a reason I have them on DVD and Netflix and my Amazon Prime account.
Right. Okay, here it is.
Watch them in the comfort
Fellowship
of my
of the
home.
Ring. Fellowship of the Ring is 3 hours and 28 minutes. The Two Towers, 3 hours and 43 minutes, and The Return of the King, 4 hours and 11 minutes. That's a total of 11 hours and 22 minutes spread out over 3 days. That is a long movie.
Yes. I am a big fan of watching from the comfort of my home with snacks and the ability to pause it to use the restroom or take a nap.
Or to take a nap or anything like that. I'm wondering if this is going to be more popular at the dinner theaters or something like that, where you can at least eat something in.
I don't know. The theater closest to where I live has, like, you can go and get pizza, and they have, like, booths in the back so you can watch the movie while eating your pizza and having your drinks from the back of the
Okay,
theater.
so they have special booths where you could.
Yep. And then the theater seating is in the front of it. Yep.
Okay, that's. Unfortunately, my local theater closed about a year ago, so.
I didn't say it was super local. I just said it was the closest to me. It's a half hour away.
Okay, a half hour away, yes.
But it's a little, like, small town theater.
Okay, anyway, so you could check on that. We do have a link to the article in the show notes so that you can look over it. But anyways, they'll be shown, as I said, over 2 different weekends. So the full trilogy in there. So that'll be a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday for each of them. So with that, let's then head into our weekend gaming and Cinders. I've heard that you've been busy, but were you able to get in any gaming?
I got in just a little bit of gaming with you last Sunday. I played a little bit of LOTRO with Pine Leaf. We had started Friday night before the podcast, the day before the podcast. We had started with Ploy doing some of the epic quest lines stuff in the new area, and then on Sunday morning we continued on with that. At least I think it was Sunday morning.
Yeah.
We continued on with that, and that was basically all of the gaming that I did this week, because this week and next week real life is kind of taking over my existence. So all of my effort and energies are going there. But come the 19th, I should be back to usual and ready to rock and roll. How was your week,
Okay.
Sans?
Well, my week was pretty good. I did some deeding in LOTRO with Grandis and Lenori, and one of the things that we had to kill was spiders, and they stumbled over an NPC sitting by a campfire who had a spider problem, and so we grandly helped the NPC out. There were lots and lots and lots of spiders, but we also killed lots of other things. And then I got to go sightseeing in the new area a little bit, which was fun. And then I unlocked all the companions currently in ESO on my first ESO character, who to that point had only unlocked the first two, and then did some companion leveling. But trying to level a companion feels painfully slow. I gained like a dozen champion points and like one companion level. Killing mobs. Well, okay, I might have turned in a few quests too, which I don't think counts towards the companion XP. But that was just painful. But I was trying to get a reasonably strong companion for one of my low-level characters.
Okay. Have you decided yet which companion will be your favorite for that character?
No. I was just trying to level up Bastion because he had the highest level so far of all the companions I'd unlocked. At a whopping level 12. And I was like, I guess he's going to be the easiest to level up. If I level him up, then I can start working on the others and pick a favorite. But leveling him up was not easy. And like, I worked on it. I took him on all the other companion quests and got it to 13. And then today, I was just running him around just to see, like, how long does it actually take to get a companion level? And we cleaned, like, 3 public dungeons, going back through and killing mobs a few different times just because it was fun to walk in and just take out groups of mobs. Anyway, I was looking for bandits, but I didn't find any bandits. And I gained 1 level, but it took forever. So, I don't know. Anyway, that was pretty much my week, and probably not what I will be doing in ESO next week, because that's so slow. But anyway, how was your week, Pineleaf?
All right. My lore master continued along with the new epic storyline. I think I'm maybe about halfway through. Though it's hard to tell sometimes because I have a feeling this might be a case where you think you're about halfway through, but this is where the plot really turns up. So it could be that there'll be a huge amount of time for the area where we're in now simply because we've hit the meat of the storyline. So it might be a little bit longer than this, but my current estimate is that I'm halfway through. I'm sure next week I might be saying I'm halfway through again or something like that. Now I'm halfway through. All right. Now, for Friday Night Fight, we attempted to run the Dragon in the Storm, which didn't go very well. And which is probably what I was guessing when we're going into there was the Dragon in the Storm has never been a
cakewalk for sure.
That's definitely never been a cakewalk. It's always been a tough one, and I don't think I've ever have been in a group that successfully did it with 6. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a problem there. So after that, we decided to switch and ran a few skirmishes, and that went fine. And we finished off with the winter boss dungeon. So we managed to finish that. We managed to get through that one also without too much trouble.
I heard it has really good rewards this year.
Well, I didn't pay very much attention to the reward, so
Yeah, no, I was looking at the play chat and they're saying, at least I think it was the seasonal instance that they're saying, if you run it, there's like a 1 in 3 chance that you'll get a really good jewelry drop for your higher level characters.
well,
Was what I was
uh,
seeing.
yeah. But I have a feeling that that might have been at camp or something like that. And since there's no one really at, no one was in cap in the group, so we were running it, a few levels down.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I heard.
We'll see. And in DDO, my warlock headed into Lamornia and did very well in there. So I managed to get through that entire storyline. And that's it for my week in gaming. If you would like to send us any feedback, you could send it to podcast@loachplayers.com. The Players Alliance has 2 shows on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Loach Players News and we record DDO Players News when Drac is available. You guys choice for our shows at loachplayers.com/live. And that's all for tonight. This is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.